Hi, my name is Umber, and I am an educator at Museum of the Moving Image, and I'd like to officially welcome you to the 2021 Heartbeat Online Festival. Thank you for joining us. So what is the Heartbeat Online Festival? The Heartbeat Festival is the Queen's culminating event for 6 middle schools participating in the New York City Council's Art: A Catalyst for Change anti-gun violence initiative. Art: A Catalyst for Change is sponsored by the New York City Council, Council Speaker Corey Johnson, Majority Leader Lori Cumbo, and Queens Council members Donovan Richards, Jimmy Van Bramer, and Adrienne Adams. Now, let's meet the organizations who have the privilege of working with amazing young people like you. IS-42 Queens, PS-MS 183 Queens, IS-8, IS-72, IS-204, and PS-111Q.
Hi, I'm Andrea Bansel, and I'm the Manager of School and Community Programs at the Museum of the Moving Image. The Education Department at the Museum of the Moving Image serves 70,000 students of all ages through a variety of dynamic tours, workshops, screenings, and talks. And we are especially excited to continue our efforts in inviting students from New York City public schools through our doors. It has been such a phenomenal experience getting to work especially with IS-204Q and PS-111Q for our game design program, and we hope that we have enriched not just your gaming experience, but also your game design experiences as well. I wanted to extend a thank you to our partner organizations for joining us online today, and we invite you to celebrate not just our educators, but our students as well at the Heartbeat Festival.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Randy Mason. I am the Studio Arts Director at Thrive Collective, where we create hope and opportunity in and around New York City public schools. And today I am excited to celebrate and honor our students at IS-42 and PS-MS 183 in Queens. Art: A Catalyst for Change has been a tremendous value to the communities that we serve, and we're thrilled to share that with you today at the Heartbeat Online Festival. We also want to shout out and highlight our partners at Black Spectrum Theater and their CEO, Mr. Carl Clay. They have the privilege of working with young people in Southeast Queens to produce and present works of social change using writing, filmmaking, and auditioning. And so we're really excited about the work they're doing with Art: A Catalyst for Change. You're going to be hearing from them shortly, so stay tuned.
Hi everyone, welcome again. This is Andrea and Umber at the Museum of the Moving Image, and I just want to turn it over to Umber and the wonderful students from IS-204Q who have worked so hard on their game designs.
Hi everyone, welcome. Sorry for the delay, but we're back on track. So I have the pleasure of introducing 2 great game design students. So at the Museum of the Moving Image, we have partnerships working with different after school programs. And so at IS-204, we had the opportunity to design some really interesting games using the idea of world building and character design. So we started off with thinking of fantasy storylines that students came up with themselves, and then slowly developed using the software GDevelop to design the game. Now I'm going to share my screen. I'd also like to formally introduce the 2 students. So we have Mahin Hassan with us and Nehemiah Debris. So awesome. So Nehemiah, would you like to say anything? Introduce yourself quickly. You are muted.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Okay, thank you for having me, and thank you for helping me to work with the team. I enjoyed the program that we had over the last few weeks.
Awesome, that's great. So yeah, and Maheen's camera isn't working right now.
Nope, it doesn't work.
But you have a great drawing on your screen. Do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, I'm Mahim Hassan, 7th grade. I do a few stuffs for, I'm not sure, I just do stuff.
Right.
Sometimes I draw, sometimes I code and make games, play games, do stuff.
So both of you are kind of avid gamers. And now let's see what y'all have been up to. I'm going to share in the chat in a bit. So this is actually a web page that actually has both of their games embedded. So we have Maheen's game called Secrets and Gods. And first we see a kind of character, a story and kind of outline. And what was quite interesting is Maheen kind of transformed his ideas. And so what he started off with first didn't like transformed into something completely fantastical and different. And so right over here, and you can click to play some of the games. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. I think I have the wrong link opened up. And so before I get to that, would both of you like to answer the question, how this experience, how has art been a catalyst for change in your life or game designing in particular? You want to go first, Maheen? Can you hear me, Maheen?
Yeah, could you repeat the question? I couldn't really hear you.
I was saying, how has art, or specifically game design, been a catalyst for change in your life? So a driving force for change. Thinking about what we were discussing in terms of character design, making your own avatar, all these ideas of world building, you essentially created your own world. So maybe you can speak about that experience.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Nehemiah.
I like the experience of art and how I'm able to use my imagination and everything. For example, no matter if it's a painting or a game, I can use it to write down my thoughts or my feelings. So I like to use art in that way to express myself.
Especially during the last year that we've had. So it's exciting to see how that's translated. Mahit, do you want to share anything?
Yeah, art in games it's evolved in many ways. Like back then it was just something to do, like whatever, we'll just play a few games just to pass the time. But now it's like it's evolved to be a lot more than just that. It's a way to express oneself, and people put lots of time in there. Like some people really do what make it art beautiful. There are many people who mastered the art of games, such as Toby Fox, Scott Cawthon, and many more. It's an awesome community.
Awesome. And I love how you put in some references for other students who might also be interested in game design. They can definitely check out some of the references. And finally, let's get to the page, the correct page. I apologize. This, as I was mentioning, this is Maheen's game called Secrets and Gods. And this is a little preview. So I will put the web page in the link. And so this is basically me attempting to play the game. Maheen, what were you inspired by to create this game in GDevelop?
Oh, I took it from many different places. The platformer bit came from things like Super Mario, then the whole idea of magic and stuff, well, you could derive that from a lot of places. I will not go into that rabbit hole. It's chaos. The the idea of spells came from this one game I used to play out a long time ago. Was I'm not sure what it was called, but it was like you would go around get and using your spells and stuff to get around places, and that's mainly the place where I got it from. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, awesome. And this is going to be Nehemiah's game, which is called Survival of the East Titans. So it's a little bit more fantastical and like non-human based. So the character is a hybrid of a rabbit elf and called Mare. And this is, you know, some documentation of the development of some drawings. And here's a little clip. So this character kind of has the ability to fly. Do you have anything to add, Nehemiah?
Yeah, with the inspiration for this, I wanted to mix kind of Mario and also the outer space science fiction stuff. I kind of put it together into this game, which would be on another planet. It will look kind of like Earth, but it would be kind of like a Super Mario game where you have to get to the other side.
Awesome. And I can definitely see the influences there. So this is what we have to present. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So anyone who's interested in, there's option that says click here to play, and you will automatically go to the option. Thank you so much, Nehemiah and Maheen, for sharing your work and inspiring all of us in a time where we really need it. Okay. Signing off.
Thank you both. Umber, I will be sharing this link in the YouTube chat.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And a special shout out to Brian Palacio, who is the coordinator at the after school program. We couldn't have done it without you. So thank you, Brian.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much to everyone over at the Museum of Moving Image. It was a pleasure working with all of you, consummate professionals, and it was really inspiring watching the kids be able to bring those ideas to life. A lot of the time you have a lot of imagination, but actually transferring that, learning the skills was a really important project, and it was great to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you, Umber, as well, and Ahmed, for being such wonderful instructors for this game. I think it's time for us to pass the baton to our friends from the Thrive Collective, and I will let you take the wheel and guide us through the next presentation.
That's going to be me, right?
Yes, yes.
Apologies. I wasn't sure whether there was a second person on board from that collective. Yeah, so what's up, everybody? My name is Damian B. Sanders. I am a hip hop artist, spoken word artist, graphic designer, father of two children, 5-year-old son, 7, and a 2-year-old daughter named Ashna. Husband of one wife, Yvonne Dompierre. I've shouted out everybody's full government. Now I'll get into what I came here to do. Actually, a little bit about myself. Besides my family, I'm a gun violence survivor. When I was 19, which was like about a year ago. Now I'm definitely lying about that. But I almost had you full. I was on my way home from choir rehearsal, and I was shot. The bullet traveled from the left side of my neck to the right side, just below my armpit. And you guys can hear me okay, right? Everybody can hear me? Okay, perfect. Yeah. And so, what it's really done for me is it really changed my outlook on a lot of things, without shouting out my full age. I've lived a long time since then, so I feel like every day has been a blessing and a bonus, and I'm just here to sort of obviously advocate peace. My point of view is that God spared my life, and so I'm living for God. I'm in school for theology. I won't give you too much of my history. I'll get into this to these bars I came. I told you about that because the bars relate to the story I just gave you. It's about the night I got shot. It's called Shots Fired. So I'll do that. Let's get it on. Yeah. This is my testimony. How he blessed the homie. Check it. Believe it or not, fam, life in God hands. I shouldn't be here, but the Glock jam. Now I'm playing. Heard the shot blam, sound like a pot slam. A G-Shock that I ain't a fossil. Watch brands in need of physicians. I laid up in the fetal position. Prayed to God and I believed he would listen. I said, Abba, need you to heed my petition. If I die tonight, disregard my deepest offenses. And even though his evil intent was to see me sleeping with fishes, won't you know he released and forgiven? Popped in my hallway, keys in my digits, dropped on the floor, splayed, leaking and dripping. Could have been a murder case, but it missed the vertebrae. Or ruptured the jugular, was it more vertically? At 19, time seems like an eternal day, but the pipe squeeze that might have denied me a turning gray. I'm sure it's great. Says who? Says me, the spiritual. People say it's luck he ain't deceased. It's a miracle. Doc would swear it too. Mom's hysterical, about to cop me a suit to rock to my burial. Shocking, yet it's true. It baffles the mind, y'all. How it go neck to underarm. Diagonal line, y'all. Need a slug a centimeter. Past my spine, y'all. Bizarre, right? The scar size half of a dime, y'all. So nowadays it take a lot more to stress me. To paraphrase Ak, the Lord is my bestie. Was Pharaoh's slave Ak, but now I've been set free. He made irrelevant every weapon that formed against me. He lifted the standard. I'm lifting my hands up. All his attributes appealing, but his love is bananas. When I think about his love, I might stutter or stammer, because he gave me more time like a judge with a hammer. By his grace, I made my mother a grandma. I'm so humbled to have him. Hope you know I love becoming a parent. No child lock, I'm open, baby. Ghost and Swayze. Nothing matters more than becoming a parent. I'm gonna push the envelope till I tear it. I was supposed to be buried or in the wheelchair, blowing the spirit, but I'm here now and down to complete this race. Call me Styles, because every day I seek his face, and when the cannon blow, his plan unfold. He reached in the sewer to make this man, yeah. I said he reached in the sewer to make this man whole. So yeah, that's Shots Fired. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to that. As you can tell, one of my favorite tools is maybe you can't tell, but I'll point it out. One of my favorite tools is double entendre. I love to say two things at once. If I can get three things, at once, I'm even more happy. I used to be a battle rapper before I came over. I don't know if you guys are into the battle rap culture, but I used to run with like DNA and them. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give y'all that though, because I'm not, you're gonna have to find it on your own. So what I want to do is just give a quick brief synopsis of how to put together a double entendre, just to sort of give you guys a sample of the mechanics that go into it. So a double entendre is all about ambiguity. Ambiguity is saying two things at once. It's like, when I say this, do I really mean this, or do I mean, or does it have an ultimate meaning? And that's just wordplay, right? So to be good with double entendre, you have to have like a pretty decent understanding of the English language. I would say a thesaurus, especially when you're first starting out, will be your best friend. But a lot of you guys, man, you guys are, I was just really impressed with the quality of work that you guys put out. I really think that's cool. I love to see that Mario is such a Mario's on my wall over here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but Mario is like it's a huge influence. But anyway, my point is that I know you guys, if you guys can grasp like computer computer stuff. Like I can't even wrap my head around that. So I know you guys can write a double entendre. So I'm gonna give you some example. There are a few ways to approach a double entendre. One of my favorite approaches is doing a scheme. Like take this line, for example. I said, like Wrigley's, God choose to spare men when the fresh, big, red, hot cinnamon flaring from herein. I'll double men as new recruits and pray that all from the Gentile to the juicy fruit. So I just, that's a scheme, right? Because in there, like I named like 4 or 5 different types of gum, but it all plays. So while I'm naming these things, I'm also saying something else. So I said, God, like Wrigley's, God chooses to spare men. When the fresh, winter fresh, big red, hot, cinnamon, flaring. Because God is generous and he chooses to spare men. And because he does this, from herein, I'll double men as new recruits, meaning, double men, but meaning I'm going to go out and make a lot of believers. I'm going to tell people about how good he is, right? I'm going to tell people about his love and forgiveness and pray that all from the Gentile. So schemes are beautiful because you could say one thing and flip it, but when you have this whole train of thought that people have to follow, it just when they get to the end of it, they're like, whoa, did he really just say all of that, without it being contrived? Another one is I said, who's trying to bear all good fruit? Let hand show. Bananas what you must bury to go beyond where man go. So obviously who's trying to bear all good fruit, who's trying to be a good person, right? That is that requires self-denial. There's the bury, right? Bananas what you must bury. It's crazy what you must bury to go beyond where man, the average man, is willing to go. So double entendres require a lot of thought. It's a tough discipline. In order for it to be impressive, you have to think of saying something in a clever way that most people probably wouldn't. So it is pushing yourself. You can't say, my rhymes are nasty, like a flaming bag of poop or something like that. Like, I mean, people will get it, right? But it's not, like you don't want to say something like that, Let's see. The more different ways you can put something, the more impressive it is. This is an exhaustive metaphor. I think I just got the Grammys. Wrap it up. So I'm gonna pass it over. But listen, man, I want to let y'all know, man, that y'all did good work. Congratulations to all the graduates, all of you guys who are going to the next grade. We need y'all in the world. Keep doing your thing, and thank you for having me. Peace.
Thank you so much, Damon, for sharing that wordplay. Definitely an underrated skill set. Computers are one thing, but this is like fantastic. I am trying to pin myself. Move spotlight. Okay, so I am so glad to introduce the next activity and teaching artist, who is actually Beverly from Black Spectrum Theater. Looking forward to what you have for us. Welcome.
Hi, pausing 1 second. We just need Leonardo, if you can remove the pin and switch the pin to Beverly. Perfect.
I did that. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Amber.
Awesome. Love your background, Beverly.
Thank you very much. One of the tech people at Black Spectrum did this background and I love it. Okay. Anyway, again, my name is Beverly Burchett with Black Spectrum Theater, and I have been with Black Spectrum for more than 10 years. I am an actress and I am also an award-winning writer. I wrote a book called The Adventures of a Thought Thief, and I won a library award for this book in 2020. And I'm very happy about it. And so anyway, Black Spectrum Theater. Black Spectrum Theater has been around for more than 40 years. And with the anti-gun violence program, I go around to different schools and I have a curriculum that I give the students, and I partner it with acting and theater activities and teach them a lot about that. One thing that I found yesterday was a Washington Post analysis data on gun violence in the United States. It states that every year, 116,551 people are shot in America. And that of that grouping, 8,100 people die from being shot. I feel that that is unacceptable, and that organizations like this, partnering with other organizations in the community, is such a important part of being active in this world. I like people who are active. I like people that don't just sit around and say, oh, I'm going to do something, and then they don't. I think that everyone should be a philanthropist. So anyway, one of the things that I do, aside from teaching my students acting skills, is part of the anti-gun violence curriculum is to, I give them a feeling wheel, and I ask them at the beginning of the class how they feel. And a lot of times the students say tired, bored, you know, that sort of thing. And then after we do a series of theater games, some of the games are playing the mirror, where they face each other, and one plays the mirror and one plays the person in the mirror. Sometimes we play that game. Another game that we play are relay games. All of these games have to do with getting them to understand that they're a part of a group. And I think that's a very important concept. But it also has a dual purpose, and that is to get them out of their way of thinking, which a lot of times has to do with I, me, and mine, and get them into a way of thinking of we, us, and our. So that's one of the things that I do with the theater games. The next thing I do with them is I teach them about anger issues. We call them anger styles. With an anger style, I want each of you that are in this community to raise your hand if you have this particular anger style. First one up, stuffers. These are conflict avoiders. Any takers?
Hey, Beverly, we can't really see because of your virtual background. Okay, it like goes away. So yeah, we can't really see.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, stuffers is the first part of our is the first anger style. Do we have any stuffers? These are people who are conflict avoiders. Anyone? Okay, thank you. Thank you for being honest. That's another thing that I say to the kids. The next one are trianglers. These are people who express their anger in devious ways. I'd like to say that these are the people who are gossipers, and these are the people who have a posse. So they're going to go back and they're going to say, oh, you know, someone made me angry. Let's all be angry together. Any takers? The next one are withdrawers. These are people who are passive aggressive. So they're not going to say anything to you the day that you make them angry. They're going to come back later when you've forgotten about it, and then they're going to do devious things to you to get back at you. These people are very troubling to me on a personal note. And then we have blamers. These are people who are angry, but according to them, someone else made them do it. So they're going to blame someone else for their actions. And the last one which is one that I am probably very familiar with because I think that I have this issue. These are exploders. And these are people that get angry right then and there, and they're going to do something right then and there. I definitely know that in the past, I have been an exploder. But ultimately, we are all to be problem solvers. We are all to take whatever anger style that we have, and we're to work on the situation and handle it so that everyone comes out a winner. It is never, 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 never the correct action to come to someone with a gun or a knife and settle your differences that way. Just last night, 10 people died or were shot actually in New York, some in Brooklyn and some in the Bronx, over a noise complaint. That's never the right response. So with acting, you have an opportunity when you're portraying another character to take yourself out of your own head and think, and this is very, very revolutionary, think about somebody else. And in doing that, when you take an acting course, that's exactly what you're doing. You have become another person on that stage or in that film. And that concept in and of itself is going to make you a more conscious individual. Everyone who has ever taken an acting course comes out of it and says, wow, you know, I think differently now that I've taken this acting course. And I love Black Spectrum Theater for that reason. And I love programs like this. I love being a part of it. Because if I could stop someone, you know, and teach them how to put thought before action, then I feel like I have done my job. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Beverly. Andrea, do you want to introduce our next teaching artist?
Sure. I believe that we may have accidentally skipped someone in the list. So
I think we have Nico, right.
Nico from Thrive Collective. I apologize for the mix-up, but please, we are so eager to see your visual arts presentation.
What's going on, guys? My name is Nico. Like everybody said, I'm a teaching artist at Thrive Collective. And we're going to be talking a little bit about graffiti art, just a little exercise I got for you guys, something real basic that hopefully you guys can follow for those who have a pen and paper and want to follow it. So before we had the spoken word, now we're going to get into the written word. So a little just background on myself. I started writing graffiti like in middle school. So this was like 2000, 2006, 2004, like around those years. And, you know, a lot of the people that I grew up with, like in the area that we grew up with, there was a lot of like gang violence and stuff like that. And so a lot of us went to graffiti to get away from that stuff, you know, get away from the violence and everything like that, including gun violence. So yeah, like this pretty much is another way for us to express ourselves. It's the manipulation of letters. And so we're going to get into that. All right. So I'm going to share my screen real fast. All right. I got some music in the background. If you guys hear something, that's just how I like to work with some music. So hopefully it don't bother you guys too much. So usually when we talk about graffiti and stuff like that, like people want to get right into the abstract. They want to get into the stuff like you see on the screen. You know, the stuff that looks cool, you know, but before you can run and before you can walk, you got to learn how to crawl. All right. So it's important because then we'll understand how you can get to these abstract figures in a way that makes sense. All right. So, all right. So like everything, we start off with the alphabet. Graffiti is the manipulation of letters. All right. It's not the same as street art. That's a whole different field. Graffiti specifically is the letter manipulation. All right. So if you want to write your name, right, this is going to help you. This is one way that can help you. So check it out. Every letter has a structure or a skeleton. Let's start with the letter A. All right. I usually break down letters into 3 parts. So we got one leg right here. We got another leg right here. And then a bridge that connects the 2. All right. Now, these are all important into making the letter A. This is why I say that. Imagine if you had both legs, but no bridge. It's not the letter A anymore. Or how about if you had the bridge, but you didn't have one leg? All right, hold on. Now it doesn't look like the letter at all, right? So you need to be able to identify the skeleton, I will call it, of the letter, all right? And one way that we can start off, I don't know if you guys ever, kind of seen this, like how do I start with the letters? So you have, let's say like the letter A that we did, right? We identify the 3 areas of the letter. And then you can start off with breaking each part into boxes. Real simple shapes, all right? So even for those who say like, oh, I can't draw, I don't know how to do this stuff, it's all right. Break it down into small shapes. All right. Fix it up. All right. So that's right there. You have like a basic letter A. All right. So let me show you another example of how we can go from this regular A in the corner to something more intricate. All right. So you have a letter B, right? And right there, I got the little parts of the what makes a letter B. All right. And then right next to it, a little bit more fancy. All right. But I'm identifying even in this little fancy B, the different ways that the structure is still being kept. So you got the curves right here. You got what I call the spine right here that keeps the letter. You got the spine right here. All right. You have the openings in the middle and the small openings in the middle. All right. So everything is here and accounted for. The only difference is how do we manipulate it? All right. So before we can get to something like this, let's start with those boxes, right? Like, so we did regular box, like for the letter A, right? Something real fast. Boom, right? Now, what if you take this and instead of having the boxes just straight up, try to curve them, curve it a little bit. It's what we call some style, all right? We're gonna add a little bit of style. If I just curved it like that. See? Now that adds a little bit more flair to your letter. All right. And again, if you have like an eraser or anything like that, you can go back and erase it, fix it up. All right. So that adds a little bit more flair to your letter. It's the same letter, but you're manipulating the shapes in different ways. And so there's tons of ways that you can manipulate the letter. So let's look at the letter B real fast, right? I could do the straight box like that, but what I did here was I took the box, which is right here, and I extended it to kind of kick out and kick back. All right. And then I added like a little detail, which we call like the arrows and stuff like that. That's another lesson for later. But basically what I'm trying to show you guys is that you can go from a regular box like this and you can expand this as many ways as you want, as long as you keep the letter structure. All right. So this is an example of something you don't want to do. All right. I'm going to show you real fast. So let's say we're doing the letter B, right? What you don't want to do is this. So we got the spine. And I mention this because a lot of people tend to want to go overboard with the decorations, but they're breaking the letter structure. So see, they'll do something like this, do a bunch of arrows, and they say, look, it's graffiti. The problem is the curves right here, they're all broken. You see? So right here where we have the B, the curves kind of are in front of the spine. In this drawing right here, the curves go all over the place. They're not really stable. All right. So that's what I mean by keeping the letter structure. All right. So let's do I'll do one more example and ways that you can kind of combine letters to make your name. So I'll use my name, for example. All right. And then we can end it there. So my name, Nico, right? N-I-C-O. All right. So we'll break it down one box right here. I'm gonna curve this one right here. And kind of give a slant to that first end, or that last box. For the I, I'm kind of want to give it a slant, little curve, right? Even the C kind of has like a letter structure as well. All right. And when you guys are doing this, don't worry don't be afraid to take your time. All right. If you mess up, that's good. You're learning the letter structure. All right. Boom. You got my opening right here. All right. So this is just very basic letter exploration. All right. And like I said before, this was a way that me and my friends kind of went through, our environment at times. Instead of going through to the negative aspect of what was going on around us, we decided to draw. We were artists already. So, why not stay out of trouble, do art, draw. Now I get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? I do my own clothing as well. So this is an art form that not only just is something that people can look at and be like, okay, so what? You're just drawing on a wall. You can make money off of this. You can make, advancements in this, like in the professional world, advertising, that has a lot to do with letter manipulation and letter structure as well. All right. And, while you're drawing, you can add like a lot of other things, right? You got shadow to make your letter look a little bit more stable, or, like it's actually popping off the page a little bit. So all of this are building blocks to get from this kind of small, basic foundation, right, to what you see right here. All right. So I hope you guys kind of learned a little bit something about letter structure, little bit of some graffiti art. As you go forth, if you guys are practicing it, like I said, make sure that as you're manipulating each part of the letter, that you don't want to mess up the structure or the skeleton of the letter. So you want to make sure that everything is there and accounted for. Like we said, for that B, we want to make sure that everything is in the right place. Yeah, and that'll make your piece, when you continue to progress, a lot stronger. So that's what I have for you guys today. Something real fast, you know what I'm saying? Something really simple. This is only one way to approach it. There's many ways to approach it. So I hope this was entertaining for you guys, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Nico, showing us so many design tips and skills. Now we're gonna move on to Flex, who is our next teaching artist. It would be great if you can turn on your camera, Flex.
Hello, everybody. My name is Flex with 2 X's here. And today I am going to be showing you guys something really, really cool. And we're going to have a little bit of a change of scenery for that, because this is where I like to do my thing. Right outside, we're going to set things up and we're going to get busy. Is everybody ready? These are some amazing people that we are seeing today, and they are giving some really good stuff, and I am here to put myself in that pot as well. Once again, I am Flex with 2 X's. I am a dancer, choreographer, and street performer, and I am here to give you guys some dance moves for you to get down wherever you are, whether you are at home, at school, maybe not at work, but I guess you could probably do it if you want to. So we're going to be learning a set amount of steps today, and we're going to be putting it together. And I hope that you guys are ready and willing to have a lot of fun. I hope that you guys are ready and willing to have a lot of fun. So we're going to start off really easy, and then we're going to try our best to amp it up just a little bit. I hope you guys are ready, and I hope you guys can keep up. So we're going to start off, like I said, really easy. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to slide, and then again, we're going to go to the other way, slide, right? So this is my right, this is my left. But for you, this is your left and this is your right. So you'll be looking like this while I'm looking at you like this. So once again, we're going to start heading over to this direction. You're going to step and slide. Then you're going over to that direction, step and slide. One more time, step, slide, step, slide. Now that's the feet. We're going to add the arms. So what your arms are doing is your arms are going over to the opposite side of where you are sliding. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time, your arms are both going to the opposite side of where you are sliding. So if you are sliding this way, your arms are going that way. And if you are sliding that way, your arms are going that way. Ready? So we're going 1, 2, 3, and slide, and slide, and good job. So now, after you finish that second slide, now we're going to bring it up just a little bit. Like I said, we're going to take it up little by little, and we are going to jump. But now, with the jump, I want you to cross both of your legs, okay? And it's going to look something like this. Cross, cross. Really quick. One more time. Cross, cross. Let's see it again. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. Cross, cross. Now, make sure that jump is nice and big. You want to go in the air, get as high as you can, because we are dancing and you want to be able to spread yourself out. You want to be able to show everybody how much energy you have inside of you. So we're going to take it from the top and we're going to put those parts together. So we're going slide and jump, jump. One more time, slide and jump, jump. We all good? Okay, so now that we have all of those together, we're going to bring it up just a little bit more, okay? So this is probably going to be the harder part of what we're doing. So now we're going to keep that momentum after we jump, and then we're going to go forward with both of our arms going back, and then we're going to land on this leg. One more time, we're going forward, both arms going back on this leg. We're gonna go, ha, like that. Lifting up the other leg right here. One more time, we're going forward, ha. Okay, again, we're going forward, ha. And then we're gonna bring it back, again to the middle, down. One more time, here, down, again, here, down, again, here, down. One more time. We're gonna take it all the way from the top with every single move that we have gotten here, and we're going to put it together. And what we're going to do is we're going to run on that hip hop beat. Everything is gonna be on an 8 count. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, sorry. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You guys think you got it? Okay. All right. So I'm going to have my lovely DJ for the day turn up the music, and we are going to get it together on my count. Are you guys ready? I hope you are, because it's time to get busy. Can I get some music, please? All right. That's what I like to hear. Before we do that, let's catch the beat first. Every song is going to have its own beat. Every song is going to have its own rhythm, its own flow that everybody is going to need to work with when you're dancing. So today we're going to be running on the beat that I just do. Today we're going to be running on the beat that's in the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now songs can have multiple types of beats, and there are multiple types of ways that you can go at it. We're going to do the slower one first, and then we're going to go into the faster one. So let's try it slow, make sure everybody has the moves together, and then we'll move on. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. And 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what's really important is I want you guys to take all of the flavor that's inside of you and put it into these dance moves. So when you slide, I want you to throw your arms out. Throw your arms out. I want you to make that slide all your own. When you jump, do exactly the same thing. Jump, jump, throw your arms out. Jump, jump, put your arms in. Jump, jump. Make that jump exactly the way that you want to make it, the way that you feel good. Same thing for this last one. When you throw those arms back, you can open up your arms. Boom. You can keep your arms closed. Boom. You can do whatever it is that you want. Bring it back in. Okay? So one more time on that slow, and then we're going to try a little bit faster, and I'll give you guys the beat for that one. Okay? Ready? Okay, let's do it. And 1, 2, 3, go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so now we're going to try it faster, and this is going to be the climax, where we all get to show all of the stuff that we've been learning in these last couple of minutes and give our best. So the beat we're going to be rocking on is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! Let's try that again. Let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time, and then we're out of here. Let's do it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go! Oh, you guys are tired. I saw that. I saw that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dancing is amazing. It makes you really energetic, or you can already be super energetic, and then you can just add that onto dancing. Dancing helps you stay healthy. Dancing helps you keep good form and a lot of balance. And there are also really great distinguished teaching moments inside of dancing as well. I have learned a lot of my leadership skills, a lot of my social skills, and a lot of my activism skills from being inside of dance and hip hop culture. So I want to say thank you to the Heartbeat Festival for having me here. Thank you to all of you guys, my lovely dancers, and thank you to everyone else that is putting on a presentation today. You guys are dope. And once again, my name is Flex 2X's, and I will see you guys later.
Thank you so much, Flex, for joining us. That was amazing. Even though I did not get up because I'm managing the YouTube and Zoom, I did move around a little, so I feel a lot more energized. So I'm going to turn this over to one of our youth representatives, Roman, who is here to bring a really awesome spoken word presentation to us. Roman, if you can join me on screen, and if we can also highlight Roman as well.
Got it. Got it.
Thank you.
Here we go.
So is there anything you want to share first about what you'll be presenting to us today, or do you want to let the art speak for itself?
Yes, I would like to give a little bit of background. So yeah, my name is Roman. I'm 13 years old. I'm doing a poem. The poem doesn't actually have a name yet, but I'll give you like a little backstory. I wrote this a couple weeks ago, and it's pretty much about, like just like the excitement, because COVID is starting to like slowly fade away, and people are starting to get out more now that the vaccine. Less people are starting to wear masks, and it's starting to get a little bit back to normal. And so this is kind of like about that.
Well, great. I'm excited for that freedom as well, so I will let you take it away. Thank you.
I wake up 7:30 a.m., my alarm beeping in the background as I force myself to get up and hit snooze. Tell myself today is going to be a great day. Tell myself today is going to be fun. Tell myself I can meet my friends stress-free. No mask, no worries. I get up, get dressed, leave. 5:50 on my Metro card. The 4 train has my name on it. I count the stops, 125th, 86th, 59th. Finally, my stop arrives. I get off, see my friends, see all the other people, strangers. It's all over. Mission complete, kind of, but now I could hang out with people. No mask, no worries, stress-free. That's it. It's a bit short.
That was amazing. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for sharing. That was a great way to wrap up our program today. And before we go, I just want to say I feel very inspired by all of you, and I wanted to end this on a note from Jeremy Del Rio from the Thrive Collective.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Del Rio with Thrive Collective. On behalf of all of us at Thrive, as well as our partners, the Museum of the Moving Image, Black Spectrum Theater, I want to thank each and every one of you students and teachers that have joined us for the Queen's culminating event of Art, a Catalyst for Change. I also want to thank the City Council, the Department of Cultural Affairs, Speaker Corey Johnson, Majority Leader Lori Cumbo, and the entire Queens delegation, especially the local council members who selected the participating schools this year. It's been such a joy to work alongside of you, and most especially to see the beauty that our students are capable of producing. To each one of you students that are watching, I want you to remember that catalysts are the starting point. The catalyst is never the end, it's always the beginning. Art, a Catalyst for Change, teaches us that art is not the end, but it's the beginning. We participate in creativity as a way of envisioning a world that doesn't yet exist. The power of art to initiate change is because it gives voice to our hopes and our dreams and our aspirations, but it also elevates a sense of possibility. We know that beauty is possible no matter our circumstances because we see it in the creatives around us each and every day. The beautiful thing about this program you're completing is that you have participated in creating beauty, and you can continue to create that level of beauty for yourselves, your family, and the neighborhoods you call home every day this summer and beyond for the rest of your lives. Thank you so much for all you do, all you are, and all you've meant to us this year. Have an amazing summer, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Okay, well, thank you, Umber, for joining me as co-host. Thank you to our co-organizers for the event. It was really great collaborating with you again this year. Thank you also to Brick for helping us make those opening and closing remarks filmed on site at the Museum of the Moving Image. And most importantly, Thank you to all of the students who have participated. You have made amazing work through probably one of the most difficult years we've all had globally. So I hope that this has also helped inspire you and give you strength. Umber, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I just like to thank all the students this year. I mean, I think you've covered most of the ground, but really it has been a difficult year, and I'm very glad to see that we used, this time to reflect and channel our anxieties into creativity. And I think that's what it's all about. So thank you so much. And thank you to all the organizations. Great job, everyone.
And one last thank you to all of the teachers in the schools who have worked with us. I think this has probably been maybe the hardest year on all of you. So thank you again for those watching, and have a great rest.